Sanya, a 13-year-old curious city girl studying in class 8. Mummy, Sanya's mother, who facilitates them in understanding different concepts. Kabir, Sanya's 14-year-old brother, who helps her contemplate things and perform various activities.
Hi friends, my name is Sanya and this is my elder brother Kabir. Both of us love curry chawal.
Yes, Sanya, I was thinking, why don't we both cook curry chawal today?
Oh yes, it would be great fun. But bhaiya, I just know how to make chawal. I don't know how to cook curry.
Don't worry, Sanya. I had seen a curry recipe on TV. We can refer to it and make curry. We'll give Mummy a surprise and ask her to taste it for us.
Yes, good idea. Whenever we make something, Mummy feels so happy.
Yeah, let's start then.
Bhaiya, we would first need to set curd for making curry.
Do you know how to do that, Sanya?
Oh yes, that's not difficult. You just need to boil the milk first and then let it cool. Once the milk is cooled, put a teaspoon of curd, also called curd starter, in the cooled milk and let it rest. The curd will set.
Oh, great. But you know, I have heard that curd takes different amount of time to set, depending on the weather. Like for example, it sets faster in the summers and takes a little longer during the winters.
That's right. That's because in summers the temperatures are high and in winters the temperatures are lower.
Correct. But this is not the only reason for quicker setting of curd. There are other reasons as well.
Is it? What other reasons can be there?
Well, we haven't discussed about the most important factors, which are the microorganisms.
Microorganisms? What role do they play in this process?
In high temperatures, microorganisms are more active. Because of this, curd sets faster during the summers.
Oh yes, and you must have noticed that the longer the curd is kept, it gets even sour.
Absolutely. Now tell me, Sanya, how do you like your curry? Less sour or more sour?
I like my curry more sour.
Then we would need to keep our curd undisturbed for longer.
Exactly. Let us get started then.
Yes, let's get started.
Oh wow, bhaiya. The curry has turned out so well. Absolutely yummy.
This is really awesome.
The next day, while making her breakfast, Sanya notices the slice of bread closely and observes the hole on its surface.
Mummy, I often wonder why bread slices have these holes.
Sanya, these holes are carbon dioxide gas bubbles that are released by microorganisms such as bacteria and yeast.
Bacteria, yeast?
Yes, yeast is added while making bread dough and it produces carbon dioxide, which gets trapped inside the dough in the form of bubbles. When this dough is baked, the gas escapes, leaving the bubbles behind in the form of these holes that you use. Kids, do you know yeast is commonly available product and is available online at bakery stores and sometimes at chemists too? It is available in both dry and hydrated forms and needs to be mixed with sugar and warm water to be activated for fermentation.
You know, Mummy, my friend had got idlis to school yesterday. Her idlis was so soft and fluffy. She mentioned that idlis are also made in similar manner.
Yes, exactly. Idlis become fluffy because of the process of fermentation.
Mummy, will you help me making some idlis today? I want to see how this works. Friends, would you also want to observe this? Take help from your parents and try making some instant idlis at home. You can use the idli mix available in the market for this. Research about the various ways to make idlis and create a report on the method of making idlis that you like the most.
Earlier today, Sanya and Kabir had gone out with Mummy and had lunch at a restaurant. Along with food, they were served with pickled onions, which they found to be really tasty.
Bhaiya, why don't we make pickled onions at home?
Oh, definitely. I was thinking about this. See, I have already searched for the method of making pickled onions in the recipe book.
Oh wow! Let's get started then.
Alright, so we'd need some shallots or small-sized onions, some beetroot and some chilies.
And most important of all, we would need some vinegar.
Right.
What do we do next?
Now, we would first take the onions and peel them. Now add some salt and sugar in them. Add the diced up beetroot and sliced and halved green chilies. Now we add the vinegar and mix it all up. Our vinegar pickled onion is almost ready.
Now we'll put all this in a clean glass container and let it rest for the night.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Oh, that! Because Mummy had done the same when she was making the pickle. She had mixed all the ingredients including oil and spices and had kept the pickle in the sun for a few days. She had told me that some pickles are made using vinegar as well.
Yes, you are right. Vinegar not only gives it a good taste, but also saves it from getting spoiled too soon. Microorganisms will not be able to grow because of vinegar.
But why did we put beetroot?
Well, beetroot is good for health and gives this a good color.
Bhaiya, can I see how yeast works?
Sure, let us do an activity for that. Our science teacher had shown this to us.
Yes, Bhaiya, let's do it.
Let me fill a glass with water. You add some sugar and a spoonful of yeast to it. Let us keep this covered for 4 to 6 hours in a warm place and then see what happens.
Friends, you can also try this activity at home and then see what happens. Bhaiya, these microorganisms are truly our friends. They are used in so many things.
Sanya, can you help me put these vegetable peels in the garbage bin?
Sure, Mummy. But don't we recycle our kitchen waste?
Recycle the waste? Where did you hear about that?
You know, today teacher took us to our school garden. We observed that there are some bins placed at the end of the garden and the gardener was collecting all the dry and decaying plant waste in it. Initially we thought that these are garbage bins, but our teacher told us that these were composting bins that were being used to convert waste to manure. This manure would be used to provide nutrition to the plants. Teacher told us that microorganisms come into use here too. All the waste that we put into these bins is decomposed by the microorganisms and converted into manure.
Yes, this manure is high in nutrients for the plants.
Let us also recycle waste, Mummy. Friends, do you know, for recycling of waste, it must first be sorted as dry and wet waste. While the wet waste and other decomposable things like leaves, etc. can be used to produce manure, dry waste like paper, plastic, etc. can be recycled into different things for reuse.
Okay, Sanya. Let us recycle waste and start composting.
Look, Kabir Bhaiya, Mummy has got us a pot for composting.
Wow, we would be composting.
Yes, Bhaiya, It would be so good for the environment. Let us put these fruit peels in this pot and keep adding any decomposable waste in it. Friends, you can also start composting at home and see how microorganisms convert our waste to manure. For this, you can take an earthen pot with lid and add your kitchen waste to it. Remember to keep this pot covered and keep it outside your house, as decomposting waste produces gases which smell bad. Keep adding your kitchen waste to it, and do remember to shuffle the components of the bin once a week so that all waste gets properly decomposed. Observe the components of the bin after 4 to 5 weeks and share your observations with your class.
Let us summarize our learning. Microbes in curd promote the formation of curd when put in warm milk. Yeast fermentation releases carbon dioxide, creating bubbles in bread dough. Microorganisms decompose waste and convert it into manure.